Alright, so we're going to use the farm tech trailer, so it is suitable for holding carrots. So we'll do the carrots first. And this thing's epic, eh? Have a go at it. Looks like an implement of death and destruction with those spikes on the front. But they're not for killing things, they're for picking up carrots. Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for another episode of Zielonka. So carrying on from last episode, I had a bit of an epic fail. I mean, absolute epic fail on the crop growth. So I couldn't figure out why the crops weren't growing. Thought it was a bug with the game. Thought it was something to do with the modified plough that I'd used. But what it actually turned out to be was I had seasonal growth set to paused. And so when it's paused, nothing will grow, which pretty much explains perfectly why I was having the issue. So I basically wasted 30 minutes of my life trying to figure out to solve a problem that was of my own doing. So absolute facepalm 1000%. So I've slept through one day, turned it back on, and we've got growth everywhere. Okay, so our carrots are doing well, parsnips are getting underway, and the red beets are kicking off. And our little experimental field that we ran through to try and test and troubleshoot is actually growing. So there you go, lesson learned. Make sure if you're playing with seasonal growth turned on or off, make sure that it is actually on or off. I mean, I don't understand why the paused setting is actually there, because it doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, you'd either want your seasonal growth to be on or your seasonal growth to be off, because if you pause it, nothing's going to grow. If you weren't aware of the issue, you'd end up doing what I did, spend a bunch of money on stuff that you don't need to solve a problem that didn't need solving in the first place. So I don't know, that's just a little bit of a rant from my part, but let's carry on and get cracking with this harvest, or imminent harvest. All right, so I've got to get rid of some of this leased equipment, because it's going to be costing me a mint to hold on to. So let's get rid of this cedar. Don't need that. I mean, we're still looking all right for cash because we've cycled through so many days. But we did deplete a little bit. So obviously our leasing costs sort of outstripped our income generation through the solar panels, which is a tad annoying, but at least now we know what we're up against in terms of, you know, getting things to grow and start farming. So that's one day of growth. So let's see if these guys, when I say these guys, these crops all become ready roughly at the same time, or if they've got different growth times. I mean, imagine they'd be pretty close to being the same, but we're about to find out, because we've got carrots, beets, and parsnips all planted together. So we'll see which one becomes ready to harvest first. Okay, so where are we with the growth map? So you can see that they're pretty close to being ready to go. So I reckon let's go one or two more sleeps. Actually, let's check used vehicles, because we always like to do that. 1984 pickup for $8,000. I mean, don't really need it, so let's pass on that. So yeah, there you go. Learn from my mistake. If you're playing with seasonal growth on, make sure it's actually on or off and not paused, because it'll throw your whole farming enterprise into disarray. And here I am blaming the map and the DLC when it's actually operator error. So, I mean, I'm glad I figured that out, because I was almost going to restart it, which would have been painful because of all the terraforming and work I'd put in. All right, what have we got in the used vehicle department? Nothing special. Let's check our growth map. Probably one more day. But yeah, I'm happy where the cash level is. I mean, it is a little bit lower than I would like, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into getting the 4-row harvester, and we're just going to run with that for a little bit. Okay, ready to harvest. So it looks to me like they are all ready to go at the same time. So yep, growth rate is the same. Cool. All right, let's go and get this. Go and get the big boy. So the Dewulf 4-row harvester. So vegetable technology. This one here. We're going to lease that. 32,000 to lease per day. 6,000. So pretty pricey, but that's why we're here, right? All right, what I might do is I'm going to sleep till 9, just so we have a bit better daylight to work in. And we'll get cracking with this carrot harvest. Yeah, that's better. All right, where are we? All right, so we're going to use the farm tech trailer. So it is suitable for holding carrots. So we'll do the carrots first. And this thing's epic, eh? Have a go at it. Looks like an implement of death and destruction with those spikes on the front. But they're not for killing things, they're for picking up carrots. Alright, the other thing I've got to consider here is the crop destruction, because when I'm going to be unloading and loading, I'm going to be having to drive on the crop. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn crop destruction off, just to make things a little bit easier. I don't want to destroy the crop that I've just put in. So where's crop destruction? Okay, turn that off. Okay, alright, how do we unfold? And I'm just going to get this guy pretty much underway straight here. Lower harvester, turn on, and we won't get very far because it doesn't have a capacity. Okay, so that's going to come to a standstill. Well, it's actually just going to unload on the ground, is it? That's handy. Alright, let's grab our... So because we don't have a capacity, we've got to unload on the go, which is fine. I mean, I don't think I want to do that for every run, but it is what it is. So let's just get cracking. All right, so this will hold a decent amount of carrots as well, which would be good. And we can take them to the grain pool. So okay, let's get this guy sort of somewhat positioned. Okay, hire the worker. Now, this should pretty much unload straight away. So let's just make sure we're... Might have to set cruise control actually. I mean, I will. Wow, this is very, very slow. I mean, obviously the yield's a bit lower because we didn't fertilise and all the rest of it, but I mean, I cannot see myself sitting here for a couple of hours doing it this way. I just don't think it's going to be feasible. I mean, it does look pretty picturesque, right? It looks like a proper operation. Bugs Bunny would be very happy with all these carrots, I'm sure. Pretty sure he was the one that ate carrots, right? I could be wrong. Alright, let's have a look at this, let's jump into this harvester quickly. So what can we do here? Can we pipe it onto the ground? So we can actually unload on the ground, but then we've got to go pick it up, which would be painful. We could probably use a rope and mass for that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out the one with the capacity, which is, I believe, this one here. So it'll hold 5,000 litres, 100 horsepower, pretty cheap. Let's go and grab one of these guys. So these are 200 horsepower, so they'll comfortably carry it all. And I think this is going to be the best way to go, to be honest, because then I can just sort of ferry the carrots back and forth from a centralised point. So whether I use the grain pool or just store them on the ground, we'll see. I mean, if I can actually back in and pick this up, that'd be handy. Alright, what do we got? Unfold. So we'll send this guy down this end. Lower top lifting, turn on top, yeah, pipe out. Right, let's just see what happens. I'm going to send this guy off on a worker, and then we'll just go from there. Well, at least we get 2 rows, kind of. Or 1 row. Okay, something tells me this is going to take quite a while. Alright. Let's go and grab another one. Make the most of it. Okay, so we're gonna get 3 of these. So let's lease that. I mean, it won't be long until modders come out with a modified Dewulf harvester that'll have capacity and all this sort of stuff. So that'll make life a lot easier and make the carrot gameplay a lot more enjoyable. But up until that stage, we're just going to persevere with what we've got. So what I'm thinking now, if I get 6 of these guys, that'll give me 6 rows across 6 machines, which is more than the self-propelled would have anyway. And then I can just focus on ferrying the crop back and forth, sort of unloading 5,000 at a time. So I think that's going to work out. I mean, let's see. Oh man, I am going to have to start making some money too, because this is going to be costing me a fortune. Alright, that guy's already stopped, which is handy. Has he run out of... Did he run out of field? I mean, that's exactly what it looks like, right? Okay, let's try it from here. Okay. So the yield's not going to be super high. Okay, let's go get another harvester underway. Oh, this automatic engine start does my head in sometimes. So I've got a feeling this is going to take quite a while, but we'll see what happens. We do have a couple of twin row. So that's a twin row, I believe. No, it's single row, but it'll do pallets. That's a single. That's a single. That's a single. That's a single. I thought there was a couple of twin rows. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, here we go. This one here. But it doesn't have a capacity. Oh, one of them's already nearly full. Already. Let's have a look. Yeah, so he's nearly full. He's full. Alright, where's our... This one here, this is the one we want. Okay, so who is... So obviously if we had crop destruction on, we'd be destroying all this crop right now. Hence why I am doing it this way. So what should happen here is we should be able to pull up here. This will unload. This trailer is probably just a tad too high. Okay, so once I move away, that guy should continue. It looks like these other two guys are done already. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll go and suss out the production. I mean, realistically, we probably need to sell some of these carrots straight up to get some revenue back into the pockets, because we are a little bit low. Well, we're going to be low with this additional leasing cost anyway. Okay. Alright, so it looks like Mr. Dewulf is going to be... What is that guy doing? Okay, he's obviously just decided to go on the angle. Okay, that wasn't very smart on my part. Anyway, alright, let's get rid of the 4 row. I mean, nice machine, but I don't think it's really going to suit what I'm doing. I'd much prefer to have the workers grab the crop. Okay, let's have a look at our workers menu, see how many we've got on the go. So I'm thinking, yeah, if I can get 6. So we've got 4, so I need 2 more. So let's grab 2 more of those harvesters. So the GBC, 10 kph. Alright, where's my other tractor? So I get the JCB. Now this is sugar beet that I'm driving on, so I'm not too worried about that. Now one thing with Zielonka that I do like is the farmland is quite cheap. So some of the farmland around here, oh, getting a bit airborne. It's very affordable. So I think the fields near the starter farm are like 10, 13 grand each, so it's really, really good price. I've got a feeling I know why this guy's gone on the angle. Probably because I sent him off on the angle to start with, which was a bit silly. Okay, so get this worker happening. So I've got... Well, how many I've got? I've got 5. So I've got a tractor that I'm driving, which is this one. And then we've got the... Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this guy around just so he's going a little bit more straight up and down. Alright, and then we're just going to hop around and grab the carrots out of each one as they become full. So let's have a quick look at where we can sell these carrots. And of course they're going to be all the way down the bottom, aren't they? Yep. Unless I've already gone past them. No, they're right at the very end. Alright, carrots. Pretty pitiful in terms of price. Okay. Alright, let's go and get empty. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go and buy a production point straight away. Just because I don't feel like it's worthwhile selling them as is. It's going to be far more profit if I can turn them into a soup or preserved or whatever, preserved tin food or whatever it is. That way we'll be able to make more money. Right, let's check the map. Okay, so that's the dairy. That's the soup factory. I think the preserved factory is up here. That's the bakery. Preserved food factory. Okay, I just want to check the help menu. Premium expansion. Okay, so what have we got? So preserved carrots. Then we've got soup. Okay, so it's really much of a muchness, I think. So we'll be able to make carrot soup. And that will make potato soup. And the soup factory is down closer to where we are. So the soup factory is actually just here, I'm pretty sure. Or is it there? Alright, let's have a look at the soup factory. How much is this to buy? 135,000. Okay, so we're doing soup. Let's get some carrots in there. Alright, so this is going to work out pretty well. So while these guys are harvesting, I will be able to ferry the carrot to the soup factory, get that production cranking. I'm probably going to need a lower profile trailer, to be honest, if I'm going to use this method. Just so I don't bang into the, like that every time. Yeah. It's just that little bit too... I mean, unless I position myself a little bit further away each time. Let's try it for this next one, see if I can clear underneath it without bumping into it. Yeah, and this would have been way quicker. It's way quicker doing it this method. Yep, that's alright. Just gotta line it up so we don't bump into it. Now the other challenge too, I think, is going to be making sure that we don't. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how much capacity the actual soup factory has. Hopefully, it's got a couple of 100,000 litres of capacity, because that'd be very, very handy. Now, I think if we go down this way and then hit the main road, turn right. So that's the dairy. And the soup factory is just here. Zup, zup, zup. Sounds delicious. Alright, first load of carrots going into the soup factory. Alright, nice. Okay, let's go and get this turned on. Alright, so it looks like we got... So that's 44,000 litres. So I think this is going to take probably... Oh, could take quite a bit, actually. So we've got 300 carrots will make 100 soup. 144 cycles per month. Production cost of 120. Let's deactivate... Well, actually, let's activate... There's going to be materials missing. Sorry, so they're all active. We want to set all this to storing, so we're going to have pallet spawn. What have we got? Storing, selling, distributing. So let's go storing. So we'll go storing for now. We'll look to see if the central warehouse mod works with these productions. I think potentially it may. I haven't investigated that yet. But we'll go storing, and then we'll just manually move the pallets. And go from there. Alright, let's fill this soup factory up. Let's see how many carrots we get, and let's see how long it takes to fill this guy up. That's a very steep driveway. I'll take a bit of a shortcut. So quite a few of these guys are ready to be emptied again, so I've got a feeling this is going to be my life for the next few weeks. Oop, hang on to it. Once we get into a bit of a rhythm, it won't be too bad, I don't think. Looks like we've got an issue with a harvester up the top here, so he's stuck. I mean, I had a feeling this was going to be an issue. Let's just go from here. Hopefully he goes straight. Yep. Okay, one down. Who's next? Got two over here. So I may or may not time lapse this. I guess you'll find out when you're watching it. Or I'll just sort of jump cut and speed time up that way, just so we're not watching a million trips to the soup factory over and over again. But it's going to allow us to go... Oh Jesus, this is going to be problematic. Gonna have to get a lower profile trailer for sure. Might actually look to get the lizard underbelly. It's got 120,000 litre capacity. That's pretty low. I mean, what I would have liked to have used is one of those auger wagons. So one of those beat carts, and then offload that into a semi-trailer. So like a road train. But something tells me that's probably not going to work with the current setup. Because then you're sort of double handling the material, which I'm not really a fan of. Whereas this way seems to be relatively quick. Let's have a look at an alternate trailer actually. So what I'm thinking is this one's nice and low, but it's got pretty low capacity. These guys are a bit higher. Crampy would probably be too high. Probably one of these here, like the lizard logistics underbelly. That might be a good height, and it'll do 120,000 litres, which is pretty nice. Then you've got these ones that comes, so these will be able to daisy chain together, I'm pretty sure. The only challenge is being able to get them in and out of the sell point, or the production in this case. Alright, let's have a think about it anyway. I'll persevere for now. Alright, who's empty? Anyone empty? Looking pretty good so far. I mean, this is going to take ages, but I mean, I have faith in the modders. They'll sort something out sooner rather than later. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6. Do we have a spare tractor? I don't think we do. Right, anyway, now seems like a good time to end this video. So I'm going to finish off this carrot harvest. And then we'll come back in. Then we're going to do the beets. Then we're going to do the parsnips. We're going to load up our soup factory. And we're going to go from there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.